Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. It is Friday, so you already know we are trading options. We're reviewing our plays from actually the last 2 weeks, and we are selling some new options into the week. We have $370 worth of buying power. We are up $379 for the day. The account is down, as you can see, down to $65,000, and you probably could have guessed it, but we had some pullbacks. We had some pullbacks in Amazon. We had some pullbacks in the miners, and we had some big pullbacks in Tesla. Per usual, they had a recall on the new Cybertruck foot pedals. I think it was like just over 3,000 vehicles. So they're probably just going to have to do a quick fix on those and get them all fixed up. And hopefully the stock will rebound. We have earnings next week on a bunch of companies. We have earnings on Microsoft. We have earnings on Meta. We have earnings on Tesla. And so we have some juicy premiums ahead of us, and we have already sold some options. But let's take a look. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what we've done. So right now on the table, we have the Tesla 172.5 calls, up $20. Sold the short call earlier this week. Really kind of took the week off from the market just to reassess and see where stocks were going to move. We have the Bitcoin happening today as well, later today, probably in 10-ish hours or so. So been kind of watching that as well. We have the Amazon calls up $53. So those are at a penny to close. We rolled the Maras this morning. It looks like they're down $36 a day, but we'll go over that. And then we sold a 2-week Rivian. So let's jump into it. Let's take a look at it. And QQQ came down a lot. Look at, and this is one of the, I mean, we're down 6%, so $27 a share. So we're definitely going to buy some more of that. And CleanSpark up 73%, Tesla down 40%, Mara down 13% for the week, Riot down 21%. We bought some more shares of Mara, we bought some more shares of Riot, and then Rivian getting absolutely smashed, even though they did have a new partnership with Amazon. But that's okay. We keep selling our calls and we keep doing our thing. And we'll jump into the spreadsheet and we'll look at that as well. So what did we do, right? Let's jump into Mara first, and let's go down to the history here, and let's just take a look. So we have been busy on Mara. We're going to go here. We're going to go to the brokerage. We're going to go to the Roth IRA, and let's look at what we have here. So we sold the call at the 19.5s for $48. We collected that premium. We ended up making some purchases. We purchased some at the 1654 range, another 20 shares at the 1674. And then we did a short call roll for 72 today, and then we sold one more. I bought some odd lots today, and we got ourselves up to 500 shares. And then I sold another call for the 19.5 at the for $18 a credit. So that's the last 30 days in Mara. As you saw right now, we have one strategy open. We have 5 different calls out on the table, and we got some nice premium for that. And if they get called away, our average cost is $18.94. So if they get called away at the 19.5, we'll book the $50 in appreciation for each one. So $250 plus of appreciation, plus also the call premium as well. So we're in a good spot sitting for Mara. Next on the list, we want to roll Tesla out. This is sitting at 0.01, so we're going to roll this. And this is into earnings, but honestly, and it sounds really bad, but I'm pretty bearish on Tesla right now. It's just beating me down each and every single week. I don't know. Until I see something better, I'm going to keep selling aggressive-ish calls. So I'm looking at the 170 or the 167.5, probably the 167.5. It's a 0.17 delta. Is this risky? Yeah, it probably is, but I have a lot of odd lots available. And let's see if we can get a fill for 151. 1.51. Oh, yeah. So maybe 5.2. Let me just see. Low likelihood at 52. Well, let's just see if we can get it. That'd be $303 worth of credit. We want to get this fill off. I'm going to leave that there for a second, see if it fills while we work on these other options, and we can always come back and edit it. So next one on the list is Amazon, the 192.5. Obviously, Amazon's pulled back quite a bit. If we look at Amazon over the last week, down 7%. So not a fantastic week, but for us, we collect our income. We control what we can control, and we don't really care. And we are just going to collect some income, right? So we're going to come here. We're going to sell the 185. That's a 0.12 delta. We're going to roll it to that, and that should be a $46 credit. Let's do the 46. It should be easy peasy there. So we'll roll that out. It gives us some time it gives us some movement for the stock to move a little bit. And let me come in here and replace this order. See if we can get a 150. All right, we'll leave that there. All right, so we got the Amazon, we got the Tesla open, and these are the Mara ones we talked about this morning. Rolled these calls out, got 18 for the one and then 72 for the other. On this roll, we bought to close 4 for a penny. We sold to open 4 for 19, and we're good to go there. So if we lose those shares, great. If we don't lose those shares, great. Rivian, I sold this as a 2-week, and we got paid, what, $21. So we sold this out for $21 worth of credit. And we just keep rolling this can down the hill. I think Rivian will end up recovering. Just 3 months ago, what was this, a $20 stock? Let's go 1 year. Yeah, so we've seen it in the 23s. We got assigned at 1267. I could average down a little bit more, but I'm okay with the position here. 5% of the portfolio. And the interest rates, one thing that's really hurting these Tesla and Rivian is these stocks they're very interest rate sensitive, and the interest rate reductions keep getting kicked down the road. We were thinking at the start of the year it would start in May, maybe June. Now it's looking like June, July, August is more likely. So we still have a long time left there. So those are the two on the plate there. We have these rolls open. We'll see if they fill throughout the day. Both of them I can close for a penny, but hopefully we can get a nice roll there throughout the day. And then that'll give us, $350 worth of options income added to the account. So that's where we're at there. Let's jump into the spreadsheet a little bit. I thought I would show this a little bit just so we can kind of look through it. So I wanted to take a look at the month. For the week, we are at $141, and this is not including the pending ones, obviously, that are going to be going through. I knew Tesla would be a big one, and so I waited to do that on the video. So for the month, we're sitting at, or with a week, 141. The 350 will obviously change that. For the month, we're at 683, so that should push over 1,000 once we get these options rolled. And then for the year, 2287. The reason why I want to bring this up is because it showcases these are just long positions for me. Obviously, Tesla is absolutely obliterating me, but it'll come back long term. Again, I can't touch this money for another 50 years. Or 40 years, 45 years. So I really don't care. It's a long-term buy. It always has been a long-term buy. It's a play on AI. It's a play on autonomous driving. It's a play on energy generation. And I think in the next 3 to 5 years, it'll be a fine investment. Does it hurt now? Yeah. Does it maybe look like an idiot because I own Tesla and Tesla went down for the last 3 months? Yeah, maybe, I guess. I don't know. But I don't really care. The thing I care about is what I can control, and that is selling calls every week, collecting rent on my shares, and continuing to stack more assets, and then obviously continue to put more money in the account up to the legal limit every single year, which is $7,000 this year. So $2,200 extra in my pocket for selling calls. This is how we do it. This is we've been selling this year calls and puts on Mara, Tesla, Amazon, and Rivian in this account. You can kind of see here the number of shares we've been selling, the strikes we've been selling at, and for the most part, these are all expiring worthless, right? So we bought back one for 12. The rest of those expired worthless. That's why I didn't make a video last week, because they just all expired worthless, and I just didn't. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about because they all expired worthless. It was a red day, and I didn't want to sell calls into it, right? So we kicked it up this week. We sold a couple of calls midweek. Look for some red or for some green to sell into, and that's where we're sitting at now. So we have a couple of these positions that are still open. As you saw, we have Rivian still open for next week, April 26th. We have Tesla still open as of right now. And we have Amazon open. And then as soon as those roll, I'll come in here, I'll close, and then I'll put the new positions down at the bottom, and that'll update our income. But this is a cool part, right? So you look at the return on capital. Every trade's a little bit different. The risk parameters are different. The volatility is going to change that. But you look at the Mara, that's 1% a week. If I get called away, great. Then I book the 250 in appreciation plus the 1% on the call, right? Obviously, what's this one on Tesla? Yeah, obviously Tesla, this is a short call one, right? So I sold the call on the 16th. It expired on the 19th. It's not a whole lot, but still an extra $22 in my pocket. So I'm going to take the $22 there and run with it. We're going to close out for $1 today, and then we're going to sell calls into next week. So that's where we're sitting at the account. That's the update on the account. Hopefully, Tesla rebounds. Hopefully they have a good earnings call. I really have no idea. Oh, looks like it just executed there. So we can double check that. I really have no idea how the earnings call is going to go, but we're just going to do what we do. And we're going to collect rent. So we just collected $300 right there. right into the account. And speaking of which, now we have a buying power of 667. So what do? Well, you know what we do. We come in here and we buy some QQQ. QQQ has been absolutely obliterated over the last week, and this is fantastic for me. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click the buy button. I'm doing 250 today. Feeling spicy. 0.59. And we're just going to keep adding to our assets each and every single week. Eventually, I'm going to get QQQ back to 100 in this account. We have 7.23 shares, average cost of 428. Love to see this. I hope this keeps coming down so I can just keep buying more and more and more. But we just keep buying it every single week. And you can see that here in the history. We bought some on the 19th. We bought some on the 16th. We bought some on the 5th. And we're just going to keep buying it. So I'm going to keep buying QQQ. And I'm also going to be, with this buying power, I'm also going to continue to buy stocks that I'm down on, right? So one of the stocks that I'm down on right now that I want to buy a little bit more of, I know it's foolish. It probably really is. I don't really care though. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to buy one more share, $100 of this. So $100 of Tesla. I'm just going to keep averaging. I think it'll be fine long term. Obviously, in this portfolio, it's lopsided because I can't. I'm not going to take a loss on something that I believe in long term. Doesn't really make sense to me. This is 50% of the portfolio in here, but you got to remember that this anybody that's watching this is a small percentage of my net worth, $65,000, and this is just what I have in Robinhood, right? So this is a Roth IRA that I transferred into Robinhood, and so when you see 50% here, just remember that it's Tesla's under 30% of my overall portfolios. So keep that in mind, and obviously as the stock continues to come back, then we'll reevaluate and we'll readjust, but I'm not going to take a loss on something that I'm going to hold for the next 10-20 years anyway. So that's where we're sitting. We use some of the buying power. I have some buying power still on deck. I'll probably continue to buy more assets or continue to dollar cost average into things that I want to own. So that's the update for the week. We just continue selling calls. We are a little bit bearish going into the Tesla earnings report. We have the 167.5s out. We'll see how that shakes out. If I have to roll it, I have to roll it. If I get caught in the money, I have odd lots. So either way, we're looking good. We collect rent on our shares, $300 for the week. Not too bad. That brings us over 1,000 for the month, and we just keep on keeping on. So thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, thanks for the support. Don't forget to drop a like, and happy investing. Enjoy your weekend.